Mr. Prasad, do you think that Naib Singh Saini has been able to replace the imagery of Mr. Khattar in Haryana? Or the gentleman did not get enough time?
Absolutely. I think it was a little unfair to expect him in the 6 months he had a magic wand to change and do everything different from what he had inherited from his predecessor. Considering the fact that we just heard Ajit tell us the way palpable anger against the Chief Minister and the Chief Minister as in Mr. Khattar. So much so, I think the BJP actually kept him away from campaigning. Maybe he did a rally or two here and there, but that doesn't count for a person who has been in the reins as a Chief Minister for almost 9.5 years. 6 months is pretty very short time. Probably had that change happened a little earlier, even before the Lok Sabha elections, maybe Mr. Saini would have dug his heels. After all, he is from the same group. He was a protege of Mr. Khattar. So that of course is something which will not be lost. But then he was a new face, a fresher face. I think that was one factor, plus other factors then pile up. So I think that's where it
So you're basically saying that the leadership work. Brijesh, how big, in your opinion, Agnipath scheme has been to derail the government's agenda there?
Well, it's quite big. I think it's one of the key electoral issue as far as Haryana is concerned. I think Agniveer and the kind of insult the wrestlers and all faced in the farmer agitation are the three issues on which the BJP is clearly on a back foot, and that is the reason, if you remember, Kartike, in the last month or so, month and a half too, there have been a deluge of advertisements by the government, central government, saying that X PSU or Y PSUs would incorporate almost all the Agniveers, and they will make sure that only 4 years not going to be the only tenure they will be left with. Agniveer is a big setback for the Bharatiya Janata Party, and also the fact, as Ajit and Mr. Prasad was saying, the fact is this change of leadership has not done anything at all. It would be very unfair to portray Naib Singh Saini responsible for the debacle, but the fact of the matter is the change came too little, too late. If they wanted to effect a change, it should have been done 1.5 years back. It was, the Haryana was sliding away from Bharatiya Janata Party. It was very clear, the second term they got, 40 seats, and was clear in 2024, they got 5 Lok Sabha seats out of 9, which they won in 2019. So it's very clear it was slipping away, but, they realized to do a Gujarat to Haryana a touch too late.
Okay, Mr. Pabi, which was the strongest of the issues? And then I'm going to go to Jasmine Sandhawala and Shubh Malhotra. Pehalwan, Kisan, या Jawan?
Well, I must say that all three are very important, but let me tell you that I think that anti-incumbency really started from the point the previous government was formed, that is in 2019 Assembly election, because at that time they didn't get a full majority on their own, and the JJP joined them. JJP, which was supposed to be a Jat party and which had been speaking against the BJP, they were the ones who joined, and then both of them together started criticizing the farmers and their agitation. Now that, I think, is the most important. If you ask me to specify, yes, farmers issue is the topmost, because Haryana is mainly an agrarian society. It's only the NCR area, Gurgaon and Faridabad and all. Rest is all agrarian. So, and they were the closest. They have seen from very close side that what has been done to Punjab farmers and their own farmers from Haryana also. So, since basically the economy, except taking out NCR, it's agriculture based. And so that is one of the biggest resentment, and from that is linked Agniveer as well. And again, the wrestlers, because they are also from rural areas. So all these factors have combined. Basically, I would focus on the agriculture.
Okay, so you are basically saying in Pehalwan, Kisan and Jawan, Kisan was on the top. Let me go across to Jasmine Sandhawala. Madam, what is your opinion? Is BJP doing well? Is it going to form the government for the second time, or do you think that it will form the third time, and do you think it will form the government with the help of outside political party, which it did for the second time?
You see, let me be very honest that when the gentleman was saying that BJP had lost in the parliament elections, I want to correct him by saying that we won 5 parliament seats out of 9, which is more than 50%, and we have been in power for the last 10 years. And anti-incumbency hits everybody. So honestly speaking, anti-incumbency hasn't hit the BJP as hard as it should have hit us. And if we do very well in those 5 seats and make a comeback, a slight comeback in the others, we are very confident that we are very much in the fray. And on the 8th, we should have some outstanding results. Yes, when Congress makes a big doodah and hoo-ha about Agniveer, they are misleading the people. You see, it was a great endeavor to give remunerative employment to the youth of Haryana. Haryana and Punjab basically are either agrarian societies or they have sent soldiers to defend our country. So these are the two mainstays of profession for the youth of these two states. And unfortunately, the opposition has been misleading the public. Look what they have done in Himachal Pradesh. And I'm very confident that we should be doing very well and the results will reflect on the 8th. I rest my case on that.
Shubh Malhotra, though Aam Aadmi Party is not I wouldn't say the real player, it's not the main player. The fight is right now between the Congress and Bharatiya Janata Party. But still, your assessment of your party in Haryana?
No, I beg to differ. I think when you say we are not a real player, I do feel that we are the main player. And I do see that how you can view this, this was our first assembly election in Haryana, and for the large part of the campaigning time, our key leaders were jailed all through the critical time of campaigning. But we put our candidates on all seats, and we went to the people very strongly with the Kejriwal model of governance. The model that within a span of mere 10 years has made us a national party and given us the chief ministership with a thumping majority of 2 different states. One of those states very similar to Haryana. And then again, of course, in Delhi MCD. And this model that we took to the people that has proven our worth from time to time is very, very important with respect to the people of Haryana and the construct of Haryana. Because when we talk about free electricity, provision of free electricity in Delhi and Punjab, they are the only 2 states in the country that provide free electricity. And Punjab is also an agricultural state like Haryana. Here, 87% of consumers are already getting free electricity, which includes the farmers. While in Haryana, the farmers are at the receiving end of the worst of it, with just 2 to 3 hours of power supply in a day. So I'm sure they will be able to see what is happening in their neighborhood. Our world-class free education that we provide to the children is again a major talking point for us. And I think just like any other part of the country, Haryana people, they are also concerned about the education and the status of education. And there are umpteen data with respect to the failure of the government systems with respect to education in Haryana. And we have gone to the people and we have told them how we are going to improve it.
Okay.
Also at the same time, with respect to our healthcare, we see a lot of inflow from neighboring states, including Haryana, with respect to people who want to come and utilize the free healthcare that is being provided by the Kejriwal government in Delhi. And again, we see a neighborhood impact with respect to that. And then, of course, condominiums in Gurgaon.
Proof of the pudding is in eating it. We'll come to know very soon. I'm I'm not saying I'm right all the time. But proof of the pudding is in eating it, and there's a, there can always be a slip between cup and the lip. But can Ajit do allow me to go to Jasmine Sandawala? Madam, I think in Haryana, if you recall the sort of desertion of leaders which its party witnessed, the organization, it was not seen in any other state. Why did that happen in Haryana?
See, as democracies and as parties evolve, there are personal aspirations aside from being a part of BJP or any political party. So people had their own personal agendas and their own personal aspirations, which they thought they could not fulfill in our party, and they were reluctant They knew that our party is very democratic and it has a disciplinary committee which is very, very strict. So they left our party. It is not something, I'm not saying that it did not have an effect on us. After all, they were members of our party. They were good leaders. They gave good years to our party. But at the same time, as a political party, we cannot buckle down to personal aspirations, and political parties can only survive on a bigger ideology. So I don't think so that the dent would be so huge as our opposition is trying to make a hue and cry about. And let me also make a statement against Congress and bring it to your notice that in very recent days, poor Rahul Gandhi ji was trying to be the harbinger between peace between Shelja and Mr. Huda. And they were playing to the gallery. Kumari Shelja was sitting at home and sulking. She was very reluctant to come and campaign, and she entered the campaign at a very later stage in the assembly elections in Haryana. And it is for everybody to see what is going to happen in the Congress in the near future. We'll see what happens. We definitely know how to contain our dissidents. Yes, a lot of people did quit the party, did choose to leave us. But at the same time, we are quite contained with what we have.